All right, guys. So today I'm switching gears slightly and I'm doing harness bracket installs this morning. Let me show you how this is going to look. So I plasma cut this little 3/16 tab. We get these locally at a place. They're like $1.50 each, maybe maybe 90 something cents. I forget how much these ones are. Either way, this is how we're gonna mount them. So I already put the seat in and measured where they need to go. So that one's gonna go there. This one's gonna go there. And then I have to just find out which harness I'm gonna get, but I think I wanna do a 6-point. So I'll mount 2 more tabs. Let me show you those. Will likely be these smaller ones. And I'll probably mount those right about there for our crotch belt. So I'll show you how we're doing that and once it's installed. But pretty straightforward stuff. The shoulder straps go around the harness bar. Done deal. Well guys, check it out. We have our seatbelt tabs installed. I wound up just gusseting them from the side. These are a little bit of a longer tab. More the merrier on this. I wasn't able to really reach a ton on the back side there, so that's certainly gonna help with that. Those aren't going anywhere. And now these are the anti-submarine straps. I'm gonna run a 6-point harness on this car. So what I did was I just measured the center line here and spaced them out. I think SFI recommends 4 to 6 inches apart. So I'm gonna go 6 inches apart and just weld these on here. And then we are done. We are done with the harness install. I just need harnesses. Well, we're just adding some of the gussets like we talked about. This is one of them. So that's just gonna go there. I'll actually show you the other side. I already have that one tacked in place. So that's how that's gonna look. And what this really does is just reinforces the main hoop and our A to B pillar there. So it's just an extra stiffening. This might weigh a 1/4 pound. And as we've seen in the smart car, you don't really plan on rolling over cars, but if you do, who cares about a piece like this? And if this is the piece that supports this and prevents this from crushing in and injuring somebody, then that's what we're gonna do. So little things like this make a big difference. It doesn't weigh anything. This is just 1.25 inch tubing. It's just lightweight tubing. It's very strong. It's DOM, and it really doesn't weigh anything. So adding little pieces like here and there are not really going to make or break anything. Now we don't want to get too overkill because there is such thing also as too much tubing. So with that being said, I don't really see, I mean, we're gonna gusset, you know, these areas and stuff, but we're not gonna go overkill. I already feel right now the car is perfectly capable of handling itself in a sideways situation, and I'm comfortable driving it right as is. Things like these door gussets, we could do this until the cows come home, but I don't think it's really gonna benefit us anywhere. I mean, it's a kind of time consuming to make those. It's time consuming to weld them all up. So we really don't have to get super crazy on stuff like that. You know, I might add a couple more here and there, but I was thinking about it and let's just get this thing in paint. Because as of now, I'm just gonna gusset these. I have to do our rear subframes and I have to do our seat braces. And once that's all done, we're in good shape here. So I'll feel totally comfortable driving this and, you know, it being a, you know, road ready or track ready car after we do these few small items. Anything else would just be kind of extra, but I don't really think we're gonna even have to do much more. So you can kind of get into a situation where it's, you know, you just keep going and going and going, but where do you stop? So I think we're at a good point where we can stop. We can kind of focus on, you know, getting the car painted in all one color, which will be great because it's really gonna make this thing look pretty slick. And let's start driving it because I'm excited. You know, I'd like to focus on other than fabricating stuff. It'd be fun to get the lights on and see how all those look, get that stuff wired up and squared away. And yeah, I think this car is gonna be a really fun thing to drive. So very excited. Let's get these welded on. Let's get these seats braced up and a couple reinforcements here and there. Oh, for my seat back, this is what I'm in the middle of working on. As you can see, I bent like a little recess out of it, and that's because, let's see if we can get a good shot here. It's going to sit just like that, okay? And that little recess is to clear that center seam right here in the seat. Now, this bracket should, at least 2 of the mounting holes should go through this reinforcement plate. So on the back side, it'll probably sit somewhere right along there, which is what I'm looking for. And now you might be wondering, why are you doing this? Well, with aluminum seats like this, they have flex in them, okay? These are not FIA certified seats or anything like that. But with aluminum seat, you see this flex? You want to eliminate all that. And back braces are an excellent solution to that. They make them that clamp on to roll cage tubing, actually, that are adjustable. So if you have a seat with sliders or something like that. But in this application, it's just that one extra layer of safety to make sure this seat, if something does happen, doesn't get compromised. It's just something we're doing. So I popped 2 holes in this already, and I have the other one made up, or just about to be made up as well. And we'll drill 2 more holes and get these mounted up. Well, this back brace is all tacked in, and that's what it looks like. Very simple. It's actually kind of a pain to get this notch in this this angle just right, and then you have to kind of notch the middle just slightly for this piece there, but you know, it is what it is. Kind of annoying, but came out good, and it will work really well. All right, guys, check it out. Our seat supports are done, and now I have this little guy, and that is for our rear subframe mount. Now, if you go back, oh geez, a bunch of videos now, I sleeved this rear subframe with some steel and reinforced it. And now my plan to just reinforce the top, right? So there's a ring down here, a piece of tubing, and then I capped it. So this is like just a stub sticking up. And now just to support that top part, to really seal the deal here, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna weld these in place right now. There's a car dynoing next door, but I'm gonna weld these in place right now, and that's gonna finish off pretty much the cage. Super excited. Cage is this close to being done. So let me get this finished up. Well, there we have it. Nice and easy. And our cage is done. I do a lot of little things. I gotta finish welding these. I have to figure out a mount for the gauge cluster. You know, there's gonna be a lot of little things, but at this point, we can definitely get the cage primed. So I'm just gonna rattle can it, you know, self-etching metal primer and some satin black with a kind of a cool paint job if it works out. That should look pretty cool. And then any additional things, so I'm gonna do a roof on this, so I need to make tabs for that and all sorts of things. That way, if I use rattle can stuff, I can just grind it off, weld on what I need to, spray it. It'll look brand new, you'll never know it existed, but it'll be protected. Well, I think I was watching the weather last night, we have mid to high 70% dew point. So the humidity is crazy, and I got to get on top of this cage before it gets too rusty. So it's still gonna need a lot of cleaning and all that, but guys, it's there. Ah, crud! I gotta weld this too. That's a long weld. Okay, maybe not quite done, but very, very close. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and we're really plugging along on this project. It's almost ready for paint, so I'm very excited that the reality is next week this car will be all one color. It'll be sealed up, and we can start ripping it around. Very excited, and then we can do motor stuff and turbo stuff. Oh my. So awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.